This is Rachel Briggs. She's an elementary school science teacher at the Crofts School in Providence, Rhode Island. And her urban roots are deeply embedded in Rhode Island, where she grew up with her mother, father, and 16 brothers and sisters. I know. I said the same thing. 8 brothers and 7 sisters. She graduated from Mount Pleasant High School as part of their Health Magnet program. Guys? And went on to complete her master's degree at Franklin Pierce University, which is in New Hampshire. Rachel is a member of the Rhode Island Black Storytellers, which is a nonprofit based out of Providence, Rhode Island, dedicated to promoting the awareness, appreciation, and application of Black storytelling. She considers herself a culture keeper and adheres to the African tradition of oral storytelling to pass on wisdom, history, and cultural information to nurture a sense of community. Rachel is also an emerging writer and spoken word poet. Thank you for being with us today.
Hello, everyone. Hi from the way back. Hey. I appreciate you all coming in. I appreciate you all doing what you're doing right now, which is sitting, looking, listening, and giving me your eye contact, because I am nothing up here doing this performance without the audience that's listening. I don't know if any of you performers in any way. We had some rappers in the last group, artists. I saw your ceramics and your drawing, your visual art. Is anyone an artist in here? What is your art? What do you do? Yell it out. Everything. That's really versatile. You're an artist, visual artist, a drawer. Is anyone here in a band or sings in the back? I go listen to a lot of live music, and I know that when I go listen to live bands, they really like when the audience gets up and dances. Because I don't pay to go see these bands. They do concerts outside. There's rock bands, jazz bands, hip hop bands, but they get energy. When they see individuals dancing, then they feel like they've done a good job, because the audience is giving them feedback on their performance. So I feel the same way when I go and I come to a school or go to a festival that's outside. It's you all that are the most important part of the show. What I do all the time. I do it in my house, I do it wherever. But the audience is really the most important part. So I say that to say I appreciate you all being here, giving me an audience. I also appreciate whatever feedback you have about what I'm up here doing. I say I like listening out loud. And what that means is when I say something and it resonates with you, meaning you agree with it, or you have a response or a feeling that it creates, by all means, share your thoughts, as long as it has to do with what I'm talking about. Anything else besides what I'm talking about and you responding to it, that just becomes a disruption for those that are listening and want to give feedback. So don't hesitate to share. Sometimes I will ask you to respond to a question. So I am part of the Rhode Island Black Storytellers, and we use Black deliberately because it's a style of storytelling. Every culture, you all are learning about storytelling and culture. Everything we know started with a story. Somebody told someone a story. Someone said the earth is flat. You know, if you just keep going, you're going to fall off of it, right? And people believed that for a very long time. I know when I was in probably maybe elementary school, they told me Pluto was a planet, and I believed it, and I counted it in the 9, and now they say that's not really a true planet. Everything we have learned, it doesn't have to just be history. Every subject matter you're taking started with stories. People telling other people information, and then you turning around and telling someone else information. You may not believe it, but rumors, you know, when you say something about somebody that's probably not true, what you usually start a rumor like, did you hear? You heard what happened? You heard what he did? You heard what she did? You heard it. Someone told it to you. And that is the start of a story about somebody. And that can carry you on throughout your entire life. So think about that when you're telling stories about yourself or about someone else. That can stay with them, that story, for the rest of their life. We're still trying to explain stories that were not true. I'm African American. I'm still in conversations with people who believe things about black people that they heard a long time ago. So be mindful of that when you're telling stories, especially when you're talking about someone else. I would like to sing this song to you. This song comes from a place called Malawi. It's in Africa. And in Malawi, they speak in a language called Chichewa. I am not from I was not born on the continent of Africa. I have no connection to any country in Africa. And that's partly due because of, well, not partly, it's because of bringing in Africans here to work in that institution of slavery. My family is descendants of those individuals. So I never have been to the continent of Africa. I don't know of any family that lives on the continent of Africa. So I am not from there, but I do research and learn about stories from the continent. And I will say, we've been given a lot of information that is not true. Life started in Africa as we know it. Human beings started there. And some people just walked to a place that was a little darker, and they didn't need as much melanin, the stuff that makes your skin brown. And so when you think of it like that, like I tend to do, at the end of the day, we're all connected in some way. I know you're hearing a lot of information that wants to separate us and to get us to really be focused on the 1% that separates us. But there's 99% that makes us all the same. If I offered you $99 or $1, what would you take? The 99 or the dollar? The 99. You're not going to take the dollar, so don't take the dollar. So this song is in the language of Chichewa. All the other groups help me sing it. It is a call and response song. So in Black African storytelling, we do a lot of call and response. And that means I say something and you respond. Either it's a repeating response or it might be another word. But this is a repeat response. So the song, and then I'll tell you what the song means after I sing it to you. So it says, da kuona, da kuona, da kuona, moni, da kuona, da kuona, da kuona, moni. And so when people in Malawi that speak this language, when they see somebody they know, that they're familiar with, they don't just say hi and keep walking. They don't dap them up and just keep walking. They do a check-in with them. They show honor and respect to them, just simply because they exist on the planet. They didn't do anything for one another in that moment. They saw them, they stop, and they look at them. And they touch their eyes and they say, da kuona. They touch their heart and they say, da kuona. They turn their hands up to the Creator and they say, da kuona. And then together they celebrate the presence of one another and they say, moni. And yeah, we're going to sing it together. Thank you. So if you want to join in, it's a call and response. So you're going to repeat right after me. Those are the 2 words of the song. You're going to touch your eyes. So if you want to join in, touch your eyes. And you're going to repeat after me. So I'll say it, then you say it. And you want to gesture with your hand. So touch your eyes. You're going to say, da kuona. Touch your heart and say, da kuona. Turn the palms of your hand up, and you're going to gesture. I would be doing this with 2 hands, but I have to hold them up. You're going to gesture to the person that you're looking at and say, da kuona. And then you're going to celebrate that person by saying, moni. All right, shake it off. We're going to do it one more time. You got to be loud. All right, ready? Touch your eyes. Repeat after me. Da kuona. Touch your heart. Da kuona. Palms up. Da kuona. Now, really loud, you got to celebrate the existence of all these people. Moni. Look at you. Give yourself a round of applause. That was awesome. So I will tell you what you said to me and what you said to one another. You said, I see you. That's what you're saying to one another. I see you. I see you with my eyes, and I acknowledge you. I feel love and respect for you out of my heart. I see you. And the reason we put our palms up is it's saying, I am taking blessings from the Creator, and I give them to you. Just because you exist. You don't have to give me no money. You don't have to go build something for me. You don't have to do anything. I am showing you respect and love and appreciation just because you exist. And I celebrate your existence. Because it was true. A long time ago, my ancestors who were enslaved on this continent could go work in a field and come back to the house they had, and a family member would be gone. That was their existence every single day. Imagine you went back home and you expected your mom or your grandma or your cousin or your brother or your sister to be there. And you go and you walk in the house and you call out their name. I have a daughter, her name is Diogene. And I walk in and I say, we call her Dion for short. And I say, Dion. She ain't there. And I go looking for her. Imagine how that would make me feel if I could not find my daughter, if I could not find my son, if I knew the reality of my life was they're gone. I will never see them again. That is the reality of how my ancestors lived every single day. And isn't it interesting? We're living a sort of similar reality now. People are being picked up off the street and not making it home. People are going to a doctor's office and not making it back to the car where somebody's waiting to bring them home. See, we have a saying I grew up with, there's nothing new under the sun. The sun that shines in the sky, these things have all happened in our history. And the job of the storyteller is to remind us we're not experiencing anything new. The job of the storyteller is to warn you, educate you, protect you. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything that has happened has already happened. So if you're going, wow, I can't believe this is what's going on, believe it. Believe it. Now, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to carry your weight? Because you got a weight to carry. It was a Friday evening, and the whole village heard a cry, a familiar cry, and they all started to celebrate. It was the birth of a baby. And they named that baby boy Kofi, because in Ghanaian culture, anyone from Ghana here? In Ghana, they have a practice of naming girls and boys after the day they were born. So in Ghana, Kofi was born, and it was a Friday night, and they celebrated. They created a huge feast on behalf of Kofi. And the mother, oh, she was so proud. She was so happy, and she came out to show everyone who had gathered around her son. She was proud of her son. And she did like mothers do. She took her son, put him on her back, and she wrapped him in fabric so that she could go back to work, because that's what she had to do. She had plants she had to go harvest. She had to take her son with her, and she put him on her back, and she tied the fabric, and he was safe there. And she would carry him to the field, pick her fruit, pick her vegetables. She would tend to the animals, and she would go back home, take him off, and nurse him, feed him. Well, it got around the time Kofi had to stop learning how to walk. He had to stop learning how to walk. So Mom did what she did. She took him off, and she put him on the ground, stood him up, and Kofi balanced himself. And he fell over. And and she said, oh, you'll be okay. And she picked him up again, put him on his feet, and he balanced. And he almost took and he fell over. And he cried, oh. She said, boy, you will be fine. And she did it one more time. She picked him up, put him on his feet, and this time, Kofi took a step. And she said, yeah, Kofi, go, Kofi. And he went to take another step. And then he fell over, and he cried something awful. She said, fine. She took her baby the next day, put him on her back, tied him up in her fabric, and went to the farm to tend to her food, her harvest, and to the animals. Well, Mom kept doing this. She kept doing this. She kept practicing walking, and Kofi, he kept falling. He kept screaming and yelling to the point he screamed so loud one time. Mom said, oh, I can't. It's fine. It's fine. She put him on her back, went to the field, came back, woke up the next day, didn't even try. She said, I don't want him to feel no pain. I don't want him to cry. She put him back on her back. She kept doing this. Kept doing this. And I mean, a lot of time went by. And Kofi, like you all weren't this size your whole life. Kofi started to grow. His arms started to get long. His legs started to get long. And as Kofi grew, his feet would scrape on the floor on his mom's back. I know who said that. Oh, shh. Right? He was big on her back. And Mom would carry him. She was getting slower. Because just like Kofi was growing, Mom was growing. Right? Mom don't stay the same age. Mom was growing too, and she was getting, oh, excuse me. Oh. And Kofi was on her back, and his foot would drag on the ground. And it started to build a trench where they walked. And Mom, and she would carry him there and carry him back. She would get home, take off her wrap, and sit Kofi down, and she would feed him. She would clean after him. She would do everything for him. And the next day, you know what she did? Same thing. She didn't want, oh, my Kofi, look at him. I love him. And she put him on her back, wrapped him up, and dragged him. Well, Mom was so tired. And she went out to stop walking. And she was walking. She was so tired. He was so heavy. She walking. And all of a sudden, Mom fell in the trench that Kofi's foot left. Kofi came off of Mom's back and went flying. Mom landed in the trench. She screamed, Kofi! Kofi, help me! Help me! The trench was so deep you couldn't even see her. All you could see was the tip of her fingers. Kofi, please, my son, help me. I can't get out of here. Kofi lay on the ground. Mom! And he tried to push himself up. But Kofi hadn't practiced walking. Kofi had no strength. He couldn't get himself up. Kofi, my son, please, I love you. Help me, please. Please, Kofi. I don't want to die in here. Kofi, please. Kofi could not help his mother. He was weak. All he could do was yell, help! Somebody please help my mom. She's in the trench. Well, all the villagers heard, hell, let me go see. And they came to the trench, and they saw Kofi's mother down there. And they saw Kofi laying over there. What? They didn't understand. This full-grown man, this boy that was so big and looked strong, he couldn't help his mother. They got Mom out of the trench, and they took her And they wrapped her in fabric, put her on their back, and they wrapped her in fabric and they took her home. Well, on the way, Kofi yelled, wait, I need help. What? What do you mean you need help? Oh, I can't walk. Oh, are you infirmed in some way? Is there something wrong with your legs? No. What do you mean you can't walk? I refuse to learn to walk. Well, the men looked at him and went and picked him up too. And they carried Kofi and Mom back to the house. And they laid Mom in the bed. And they laid Kofi in the bed next to her. And they stayed and helped Mom for a while because they realized Kofi couldn't do anything. He was weak. He hadn't used what he was given. Well, they had to leave. They had their own families to tend to. And Mom laid in that bed and she said, don't worry, Kofi. I'll get up. I'll get up and I'll do it. And she went to get up. She couldn't do it. She had carried Kofi around all that time. She was weak. Kofi looked at his mother. I can't believe what I've done. I can't believe this. I have legs. I have strength in my legs and I refuse to use what I had. Kofi said, oh no, God, if you please give me another chance, I will do right. Well, Kofi sat there and he pushed himself up. And he took a step. And he went to, and he balanced himself. And he took another step. And he took another step. And he took another step. Finally, Kofi was up. And he told his mother, he said, you rest. You've done more than your share. You carried me longer than you were supposed to. It is my job now to take care of you. Kofi went out to the field to get the food. Kofi went to get his mother water. And he brought it back and he fed his mother and he took care of his mother till his mother transitioned and no longer lived on the earth. Kofi went on with his life and he met a beautiful young lady and they got married and they had a baby. Yeah, you know, right? What's about to happen? You know, you gave me that look like, oh boy, right? It was time for that baby to stop walking. And the mom put the baby down and the baby and fell and cried. And Mom said, oh, it's okay. You don't have to walk. I'll carry. Kofi said, oh no. We are not doing that. He has to learn to carry his own weight. And that baby learned to carry its own weight. Now I ask you, I know I got 15, 16, maybe even some 17-year-olds in here. How many of your parents are carrying you around? Hypothetically, metaphorically. How many of your parents are going out working and they're like, hey, did you go get the job? And you're like, I'm not working. How many of you are carrying your own weight? You come to school, your weight is to come here and learn. That's what your weight is. Or you come here and you're like, that's my boy. We're just gonna goof off all day. Because you know, Kofi grew up. This right here is not going to stay. You're going to grow up. What, are you going to show up weak to 20 years old? You're going to show up weak to 30? You're going to show up not able to walk at 40? How many of you say to your parents or the people that take care of you, wait, maybe some of you already own a house. Who owns a house? You own a house? You paying the rent, the mortgage? You pay rent or mortgage for your house? What? Think about it. I'll come back to you. How many of you are going to show up weak to after high school and expect your mom or your dad or your abuela or your titi or your uncle to carry you? And remember, those caregivers are getting old too. They got their own weight to carry. Carry your own weight. Carry your own weight. Learn the lesson that Kofi learned. His mom almost died from carrying him when he could do it himself. So the storyteller's job is to look at the world, good or bad, learn from it, and do better. I hope you all can look at the world, learn from it, and do better. Do better. You all look very strong in here. You all look like you have the ability to do something to carry your own weight. Because if you don't start now, you'll be like that elephant. There was an elephant tied to a tree. A big, huge elephant tied to a tree. How many's been to the zoo and seen elephants? They're not small animals. They're not weak either. That elephant was tied to a tree. And this lady came and looked and said, why is that elephant tied to that tree? Does the elephant know that's a little rope? It could just move its leg and break the rope. Why is it just sitting there not trying to get free? Well, as she was looking at this elephant, she said, I'm so confused. Well, the caretaker came by and he said, excuse me, sir, why is that elephant, as strong as it is, not trying to break the rope? What's wrong with the elephant? He said, ma'am, it's fine. He's not going to try to break the rope. She's like, I see that, but I don't get it. That's a strong animal. That's a little rope. Why won't it break the rope? He said, ma'am, you don't have to worry about that. And he left. And she looked at and she said to the elephant, you know that rope can't hold you, right? You know that rope cannot hold you. You are so strong, you can move your leg and you can break that rope. That rope can't hold you. Elephant looked at the lady and was confused. And he thought to himself, what is she talking about? I have not tried in so long to break this rope. I tried. I couldn't break it. Well, they went back and forth and the lady kept saying that rope can't hold you. It cannot hold you. Just move your leg. You can break it. Well, she was so vexed by this. She said, I don't know what to do. How do I convince this elephant it can break that little rope? Well, she's standing there and the caregiver came back over. She said, I am just so troubled by this elephant being tied up. It's supposed to be free. Why won't it break the rope? Well, the caretaker looked at the woman and said, we've had this elephant since it was a little baby. And we would bring it out here, and we would put the rope on the elephant's leg. And as a baby, it would try to break the rope, and it couldn't break it. And every day when this baby was little, this elephant was little baby, we would bring it out, put the rope on its leg, and it would try so hard because it knew it was meant to be free. It would try so hard to break the rope, and he couldn't break it. Well, it got to the point that the elephant would come out into the field, and they would bring it up to the tree, and the elephant would just stand there. Let him put the rope on, and he wouldn't even try to break it anymore. He wouldn't even move. He would just sit there, stand there, not do anything. The woman listened to the man and said, I cannot believe it. This elephant doesn't even know how strong it is. It's been tricked into thinking it's not that strong. The caretaker said, yeah, he doesn't even try now. We use the same exact rope we used when it was a little baby. We didn't change the rope. It's the same one. It doesn't even try no more. Well, he walked off, and the woman just couldn't believe it. And she said to that elephant, hey, that rope cannot hold you. Can you repeat that? That rope can't hold me. She said to the elephant, that rope can't hold you. Can you say that rope can't hold you? Can you say that to the elephant again? Because it needs some convincing, because it hasn't done anything in a while. Can you say, that rope can't hold you? Can you say it in a way where you're trying to convince one of your friends who really feels down, and you're like, girl, you're good. Say, that rope can't hold you. Well, she started yelling and yelling to that elephant, and that elephant looked at her, and she seemed so passionate about what she was talking about, and the elephant thought, I think it's true. Maybe this rope can't hold me. I mean, I haven't tried in so long to move the rope. Maybe I am strong enough to break the rope. She said it one more time. I need your help. Really loud. Say, that rope can't hold you. Well, the elephant heard it, and he moved his leg. It broke. He looked around, and he said, I can't believe it. All this time I thought I was stuck there. I stopped trying. I didn't even know how strong I was. I just stopped. I had a struggle at the beginning, and I stopped trying. And look it, I was stronger than that rope. Well, that elephant went off. It's definitely not letting anyone tie it to a tree anymore. So when you feel like you have a fail, something you do, whether it's academically, socially, right? You reach out to somebody and they don't reach out back to you. They leave you hanging. They walk past you. All these fails that we have in life. When those things happen to you, it's kind of like a rope being put on your leg, trying to hold you in that place. But you got to tell yourself, that rope can't hold me. I am strong. I have strength. And those ropes can't hold me. Keep breaking those ropes. You all are in a time where you are being compared to, flipped and turned and made to see other people and comparing yourself all the time. I know, I live with teenagers. I have a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old. That's what they do. Oh, look at her. Oh, look at him. Look at this. Look at that. That house is better. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. Everything is better than what I have. That's a rope being put on you. Oh, I wish my hair looked like that. Oh, I wish I lived in that place. Oh, I wish I could sing like her. Oh, I wish I could play this sport like him. That is a rope trying to hold you. Those ropes cannot hold you. There are people benefiting from you being held in one place. Please educate yourself. Please. It's like I'm begging you like you're my children. Please, take a break from that. As soon as you feel it and you're saying to yourself, I wish I could be like someone you never met. Soon as you hear it in your body, turn it off, just take a break. That's all I'm asking you to do. Take a break from it. Because those ropes can't hold you. You are strong. You have strength in you. Break those ropes and use the strength you have to carry some of your weight. Thank you all for listening to me. Do we have more time, or is that 10 minutes? 9 minutes. 9 minutes. So I will tell you one last thing. All the animals had gotten together, and you'll notice when you study folk tales, ancient stories, a lot of them have to do with animals that have human qualities. Well, all the animals, Raven had gathered all the animals together because they had a big problem, a huge problem. And when all the animals were there, Raven said, we have a huge problem. These humans are a huge problem. They're not kind to each other. They have no systems on the way they act with one another. The big ones yell at the small ones kick the big ones. They're a problem. Well, Bear came up and said, I know what we should do with them. We should eat them. Yup, we should eat all of them. Why waste? I mean, they probably taste good. We should eat all of them. Well, Cougar was there, and Cougar said, I agree with you. I almost had one. Cougar. He said, I almost had one. I agree. We should eat them. Get rid of them, the humans. Yeah. They said we should get rid of them. They're a problem. They're not kind. They're not nice. I don't even know if they have love for each other, and they're the same thing. Even we don't kill each other. They're a problem. Well, Raven said, okay, listen, we are fair in this kingdom, so we need to call over a representative of the humans to speak for themselves, because maybe there's something going on we don't know about. Well, they called out to the humans. First, they called the men. Men! They yelled and yelled, and no one came. They called out to the women. Women! And waited, and no one came. They called out to the children. Children! No one came. They said, what are we going to do? See, they don't even respond to their names. Well, as they were deliberating, talking about what to do, the wolf pack came down. And the wolf pack were mighty animals. They came walking down, and they came and said, we've come up with a solution. We're going to give them another opportunity. And we have decided to sacrifice a group of our wolves. We are going to send them in to live amongst the humans. We are going to teach them how to love and how to care for one another. This is their opportunity to show us that they can actually care. So all the animals couldn't believe the sacrifice that the wolves were making. They thanked the wolves. And the wolves told that pack to go in amongst the humans. And those little wolf cubs went in amongst the human, and they taught the humans how to love. The humans took them into their house, and they loved those wolves that they turned into dogs. That's how we have dogs now. And those dogs taught those humans how to love. Does anyone have a dog in here? Dogs or a dog? Does anyone have any pets in here, in your house? It happened that all the animals started sacrificing parts of their kingdom to teach these humans how to behave. The question I'm going to leave you with is, with all that sacrifice, with all these examples of these animals to love, have humans learned how to love? Take that with you. Thank you all so much.